last time on this awesome summer vacation trip. We arrived here at this fantastic summer camp, and I would like to apologize for having it cut off abruptly. It's just I had to go somewhere, and I didn't realize that I had to leave right then and there. So yeah. And as for missing yesterday, I was just way too busy yesterday to even get around to it. Like I planned ahead, but I was just way too busy. There was something that I had to get my attention on. Just, you know, it's a long story. Anyway, with that being said, we're gonna start this off with the ending of day one before heading into day two. So, let's get started. Alright, you guys had your heads checked for lice, you got your medications all checked in, uh, you got your dorms. Yes, oh wait, it's time for dinner. Anyone who hasn't chosen their snacks for the week, y'all can tell us whenever you get back. So, yeah. I wonder what we're gonna be eating. Oh, we're supposed to be eating, burgers, fries. You're gonna love it. Food here is really good. Okay. For a glorious dinner, we headed off to the northernmost part of the camp, where we, did stuff. Okay, not that kind of stuff. I'm talking about, chapel. Anyway, yeah, if I seem a little out of it, by the way, I'm sorry. I know I keep flopping in and out of character. It's just, for one, yes, you got very little sleep last night because of the new DLC that came out today, which I'm already really enjoying. Uh, but it's also the fact that it's kind of hard to condense 2 days into one when quite literally, well, there's uh, like yesterday would have been day two, but unfortunately because I was really busy with stuff IRL, and it wasn't even like Sunday where I had to end the stream abruptly. It's just I just couldn't stream at all yesterday. It's not because of internet issues, no. What it was is I was writing a story for the fan club I'm in on VR chat, and then speaking of VR, you might have met me in VR chat as Rex Wolf and Seven. So something happened for with the Questlink where the update that it was getting was stuck on queued, and so a lot of people said, "Well, maybe I should just reinstall." I tried that; it wouldn't install. And so last night I had to play on desktop, and it was like, well, how long is it gonna be until they fix it? Come to find out, they fixed it earlier today. So as soon as I got home, that's when I, reinstalled it. And yeah. Anyway,
Hey,
I forgot to mention this is gonna be what I'm gonna be using for the chapel thing. So yeah. Also, yeah, sorry for the awkward pauses there of me just sitting there for a few moments. It's just, think of it sort of like me pretending that time progresses between, when the thing starts and when it ends. So, yeah. Man, that lesson was great. Mm. Hey, you guys want to do night activities, or are you guys feeling tired? No, I'm feeling kind of tired. Yeah, it makes sense. Tell you what, um, yeah, we'll just go ahead and go to sleep because had a pretty busy day, getting everything set up for you guys along with the other churches that are coming here. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the hay. Tomorrow we're gonna have actual activities and stuff. So hope you're excited. I am. I had to pause there to see where I was going. Anyway, all right. Well, let's just get back to our dorms. We got Capri Suns and a cooler for you, so we're gonna get those out for you. And tomorrow we're gonna get into some pretty fun stuff. RBC? Yep. Yeah, guys. All right, campers, wake up! Rise and shine. Oh, that was surprisingly comfortable. All right, get dressed, put on swim trunks. I don't think there's anyone in the. I forgot to tell y'all. You might have seen those signs on the doors leading to the bathrooms. Whenever the sign says campers, that means campers are allowed to go in. If it says counselors, then that means that you can't go in while counselors are in there. Um, if we do catch you in there, you might get in trouble. But if you're already in there by the time a counselor is in there, then it's fine. Just let them know. But yeah, let's get dressed. All right, looking good. You guys all ready? Yeah. All right, let's go. First things first, we're getting breakfast. By the way, I'm gonna be out of character here real quick. Um, both days are pretty much identical in terms of what happened from my own recollection, so please bear in mind that it may seem a little samey, and that's also why I condensed these into one day. But the third day, like the middle of the week, there was something that happened that was different, but you know, anyway. Why didn't I go to the gas station? Anyway, back in character. Alright. Hope you guys enjoy French toast, uh, chicken and biscuit and stuff. Damn, that was good. Wait, where are we going? Oh, after breakfast, we go to chapel afterward. So, you're gonna have to follow us. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, remember, you're new here, so we'll show you. Alright, so what's our first activity? Oh, how do you guys feel about go-karts? What? Yup, going go-kart. You ever, driven a go-kart before, BC? No, I haven't. It's fun. The, go-kart track's way over there.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels? I'll get there as soon as I can. Okay, I got stuff to do.
Alright, you guys are next. Alright, ground rules. No bumping into anyone. If it's by accident, then feel free to just, not bump them back. Remember, this isn't an actual race. You're just racing for fun, so it's not for competition. But if you want to make a competition with your friends, make sure it's nothing bad, no foul language or anything like that. Have fun, no trying to hurt each other. But yeah, we'll let y'all go one by one, and yeah, have a fun race. Go, 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 go. Alright, you can go. Go-kart racing was probably my favorite activity out of all the activities at Dry Gulch. Granted, there was also the swimming pool and the inflatable bounce houses and stuff, and of course the lake activities, just to name a few. Not to mention horseback riding. But among all the activities, this is probably the one that I had the most fond memories with. Primarily because of the fact that it just made me feel like I was a race car driver, put it simply. Yeah, again, like the counselor said, we're not racing for competition. It's not like we're going to get any grand prize for winning in first place. We're just driving for fun. So, yeah, anyone who brags, they're just bragging and that's it. They're not going to have any actual bragging rights. But for me, this was everything. Sure, I may not have been racing to be the next Dale Earnhardt Jr., but honestly, it was still an awesome experience. So, all we had to do was race a couple of laps, and once that was over, they would tell us to go back to the pit lane, where all the carts could be stopped. And yeah. It's also worth noting that the gameplay that you're seeing here isn't the actual layout of a go-kart track. I would try and recreate it from memory. I'm just not very good at the actual race creator in this game, so yeah. You're gonna have to bear with AirScript. Oh yeah, one thing, those activities I mentioned, those aren't really in the game aside from the lake and swimming pool, but there's no swimming pools nearby that I could jump into. There's the lake, but yeah. So I know this stream's probably going to be a lot shorter as a result, but I will give you a rundown on everything else that happened on those 2 days that will hopefully catch you up to speed on what happened in my life during that week that I went. After go-karting, we, actually, no, we went swimming first, then go-karting. It's just for the sake of us not having a swimming pool in Sandy Shores here, which I'm using to represent Dry Gulch. I said dry, not drug. Um, I had to compromise by doing the go-karts first and talking throughout them. So, what happened throughout those 2 days, huh? Well, day two, aka the first of the 3 full days, woke up, we ate breakfast at the dining hall, then we went to morning chapel. Then after that, we went to the swimming pool where I saw actual water slides, not the inflatable ones, but the big ol' like constructed ones. You know, like the ones that are made out of that hard plastic material, whatever it is. I don't even know what kind of material it is, but yeah, it's awesome. There was one slide on that pool that I didn't ride until the following year in 2006, but as you all know, 2005 was 20 years ago, and I'm not going to be doing a 20-year anniversary thing for each individual trip that I went. Because, I feel like the first time is the most special. Anyway, yeah, so after the go-karts, we went down to the what is currently the arcade, at least as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure what it is now because it's a different name for the camp now. But from my own memory, one of the buildings that was an arcade was this old yellowy kind of building, and it had like old arcade games. And the other one had game consoles like Atari, PS1, N64, etc., etc. It was awesome. But that's where we went next. Then eventually we had lunch, so we headed to the dining hall again. And then after that, we went back to activities. And then we had snack, which I think my first two times going, I chose Funyuns and lemonade. And then the subsequent 3 years that I went, like the last 3 years, so like 2007, 8, and 9, I ended up getting Twix with, I think it was root beer, and that was really good. And after that, eventually it came time for us to go to our cabin, get ready for dinner, and then chapel, and then that was it. Day three, however, was quite a bit different because that was actually midweek. For reference, all of the times I went except 2008, we were gone for 5 days. So we left on a Sunday, first 2 years that we went. Wait, no, 3 years. Yeah, the first 3 years that I went, those were all on a Sunday that I left. So the normal church service that we would have had wasn't going on because, us campers were leaving. So you're probably thinking, well, what happened in the middle of the week? That was the day that we went to the general store, which, true to how Dry Gulch had a Western feel, this had a very old-timey Wild West vibe to it that I really adored. And, you know, I ended up, you know, buying a few things, some of which aren't even in my possession anymore, either been thrown away or, you know, given away, but I still have fond memories. But it was also what happened that night, on that day, on, again, the first three visits, the last two visits, because I went a total of 5 times. That was actually when I rode the Dry Gulch train, which was also known as the Christmas train during the holiday season for obvious reasons. It was awesome. I loved it. There were counselors and church staff members with water guns, so they would have like super soakers and stuff, and they would just pelt us with water like a surprise scare attack. It was awesome. But there was also like this interwoven storyline of this outlaw. Because think of it like this: Dry Gulch sort of has its own interwoven story built into the camp, or it did. I don't know if they still do that now as the new camp, although the buildings are still the same. It's just a different name. But I think the later years that I went, there was a story that the train ride was to help catch a outlaw called Old Main Spitting Joe, and he was eventually caught by the sheriff or the marshal or something. And yeah, so that's what happened on those 2 days. Tomorrow I will be doing day three, which will just be pretty much the same thing as day two. Wait, no, not day three. Day four. I'm sorry, day four. But yeah. What is that giant plane doing on this fake go-kart track? Oh wait, that's why. Anyway, with that said, yeah. So I know the stream was very brief compared to yesterday, but I have stuff I have to do IRL, so I have to cut this short. Not, in a rush, just, there's not much I had to discuss. But yeah, so in all seriousness, thank you very much for watching. Again, sorry for not having a stream yesterday. I already listed my reasons. It's not that I didn't want to stream yesterday. I did, and I knew I had to. It's just that things got in the way, and I just had to compromise by doing a stream today instead of, just, you know, not doing so. So, quit honking at me. But yeah, so with that said, thank you for watching. Um, yeah, I wouldn't have any way of doing the general store at all, so unfortunately that's going to be also omitted. But yeah, that's fine. Oh, anyway, yeah, so join me tomorrow for day four of this trip, which will also start the beginning of the end of the trip. So, we're starting to wind down stuff, kind of, yeah. Anyway, again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all later.